If you're here, you might have seen my Hume band review, which is great timing because today I'm covering Hume Health Body Pod, the smart scale that perfectly pairs with that health tracker. This has to be the best smart scale. After all, it tracks over 45 body composition metrics at once. But is that really the case? I liked the band, but whether this smart scale is worth the hype is what I'm going to try to decide in this Hume Health Body Pod review. To start with, keep in mind that I do have the best deal for this smart device, so just go check that out in the link in the description or scan this QR code to receive an exclusive discount. So as you can see, I do promise you the best price, but what does Body Pod promise to the user? The core idea here is that Hume Health Body Pod gathers complex body measurements and turns them into easy to interpret data. The device is marketed as an advanced alternative to basic smart scales, but what does that entail? Well, the promise stems from the full body scanning tech. Body Pod uses bioelectrical impedance analysis. Translating from the nerd speak, it means that smart scale sends tiny electrical signals through the body with 8 electrodes, 4 on the scale and 4 on the retractable handle. Marketing claims that this analysis produces results comparable with DEXA scans, so as good as low-level X-ray basically, which is a very bold claim to say the least. Now, besides BIA, Hume Health Body Pod collects around 45 metrics such as body fat percentage, muscle mass, visceral fat, bone density, metabolic age, and so on. Perhaps the most interesting here is the segmental analysis. Body Pod promises to provide accurate reading for arms, legs, and torso separately, which is not easy. As for how all this data is kept and communicated, it's through the same app as the Hume Band. Hume Health app requires no subscription and includes goal setting, progress charts, simplified explanations of data, and automatic user recognition for multiple people using the same scale. Now, plus you can sync this app with Apple Health, Google Health, Fitbit, or Garmin, depending on what you're used to. And while I'm not used to judging books by their cover, I still want this Hume Health review to give you a full overview of what this device looks and feels like. So here it is, okay? Now, once you unbox Hume Body Pod, you have the smart scale, okay, and the retractable handle for upper body measurements. You also get a USB charging cable. Now, looking at the device itself, it does have a pretty premium feel. The tempered glass surface is solid and stylish, and the handle slides out smoothly and doesn't feel unstable during use. All the charging is done through the USB port at the smart scale's underside. You're not going to be seeing that port too often. One charge is about a year of battery life. Yeah, a year. And if you somehow find yourself out of charge right before a weigh-in anyway, a quick charge gives just enough juice for one full measurement. Now, talking about the weigh-in, the scale requires one for the initial setup. I did mine in advance, but for your convenience, I'll run through the process. So first, you have to download the Hume Health app. Second, let the Bluetooth auto-detect the scale and pair with it. Third, you're going to be prompted to enter your basic details, age, gender, height, the usual. To do the weigh-in, ensure that the scale is standing on a flat surface, then step on it barefoot and lift the handle. The scan's going to take a few seconds, and all the numbers that pop up on the scale are going to synchronize with the app. By default, the dashboard lists your health score first and then main metrics. But you can press View More to open the full list of over 45 measurements. When I first opened the box and did the setup, I noticed that it's pretty quick and intuitive. Even the final results don't look like an Excel sheet from a particularly busy quarter in the office. The app interface makes all this data feel really approachable. Just like my exclusive discount makes Hume Health Body Pod much more affordable, considering you can try it risk-free with a 30-day return policy and free shipping. Not trying it is just silly. So if you want to get the best deal for the best smart scale, check out the link in the description or scan this QR code for the exclusive discount. So let's continue with the app and all those metrics that you see in the dashboard, starting with the body fat versus muscle mass. These metrics explain overall composition and are handy for understanding physical changes, tracking training results, and realigning goals. This also helps you understand if changes in your body come from gaining muscle, losing fat, or a little of both. The visceral fat metrics show how much fat surrounds your internal organs. That's a very important long-term health indicator. Helps you understand your internal health and not only external changes. So if you remember, I mentioned segmental analysis. That's how much muscle and fat you have distributed per limb and body. If you train specific areas, that's a godsend. But this also comes in handy for rehab, strength training, and targeted workouts in general. Water composition metrics also come in handy to track hydration patterns. If you experience bloating or fluid retention, this is going to help you figure things out. Next is metabolic age, which is more or less just a motivational number that represents estimated functional health age. And don't be confused, the goal is to drop this number down, not raise it. Okay, another metric to look at is bone and lean mass estimates. Basically, it weighs everything that's not fat, and this is useful for tracking structural changes and contextualizing your whole body composition. When working out, I found those metrics to be the most important, but the rest of them might be just as crucial for you. Now, let's examine Hume Health Body Pod's accuracy claims. The device is marketed as being highly accurate, even comparing Hume Health Body Pod versus DEXA level insights. And the handle is advertised as a way to improve precision while measuring the upper body. But how accurate is the Hume Health Pod in practice? Well, the experience varies. Some users report readings that are very close to clinical scans. Others see larger differences, especially when it comes to limb readings. And it seems like readings can shift based on daily factors like hydration, time of day, and posture. So a bit inconsistent for some users. That said, BA technology reportedly does give slightly different results based on the user's hydration, meals, workout, stress, or even temperature. It's recommended to measure at the same time each day after a similar routine and with proper surface contact. At the end of the day, Body Pod is not a medical device and it provides estimates, not medical grade measurements. Still, it does phenomenally well as a signpost, letting you track long-term behavior rather than drawing conclusions from a single weigh-in. So then, is Hume Health Body Pod worth it? Well, if you enjoy tracking detailed health data and want everything laid out for you with charts and breakdowns, or if you look for long-term trends and not exact numbers, or you need the power of BA without expecting clinical precision, then Hume Health Body Pod is for you. However, if you need medical grade accuracy, or you just dislike occasionally having pairing quirks, or just simply need a weight-only scale, yeah, don't bother. For everyone willing to give Body Pod a try, remember that there is a 30-day return policy, free shipping, and the best discount in the description below or through this QR code. Hey, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think about this type of content on my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.